is going on, guys? Sierra here, and I'm back with another live stream. I haven't did one for a while, and I'm just gonna have some chatting with you guys, but I'm gonna do it in some bit because my battery on my tablet is dead. It's fixing to die at that point. But at the same time, not only that, but we're having a bit of a problem here. Even though I'm not entirely sure, but I'm guessing this person is like, I don't know, like a rage baiter or something. I probably doubt, I don't know, but whoever this person was, he's impersonating one of my friends. He even also made, videos that's considered cyberbullying. Even made those where users were peeing, and I don't know. To me, I think it could be some kind of PS4 alt or something, because that looks pretty familiar. I just want to discuss about this while I'm doing some chatting with you guys in the live stream. Of course, I apologize if there's like this loud snoring in the background. It's pretty annoying when they interrupt your stream. There's nothing much I can do about it, so I'm trying my best. But, anyways, to me, I am not sure, but he even also lies that some person was doxing him. I'm not entirely sure. But again, he even also made killing videos out of people. I even didn't know the fact. He even also mentioned me, despite that I still hate him, and plus, I don't know this DLC person. Like, I don't know that person. Now, fan Zach Lemire, honestly, dude, I don't know that dude. I have never heard of this dude, so, jeez. I know, but, I mean, I don't know, I don't know exactly. Because there's some people like that could be like a troll or something, or some kind of rage baiter. I don't know. But if any of you knew, let me know in the comments. Not only that, but he even also, before he tried to impersonate Gabriel, he even also tried to impersonate SpongeBob fan plays. He even said some inappropriate stuff. Like, he says, "Oh, if you call me gay, I'll cut your you-know-what," which is... it's truly the most disgusting and pathetic post that you could say, honestly. And not to mention, it's saying that it can get you into some trouble. Not only that, that can make you a pervert right there. So, I'm not sure exactly, but I think this could be PS4, impersonating Gabriel. I am not really sure. But I'll let you guys think on that, because I don't know, because I never been involved into this sort of situation. When he just mentioned me, even though I wasn't involved in that situation. Honestly, if Gabriel sees this, he's gonna be pissed. He even told Gabriel to go F himself, which is gross. Even says all this sort of colorful type posts, to say the least. He even straight up admitted that he one time even impersonated SpongeBob fan plays. He even also threatened to leak someone's face. Are you kidding me right now, dude? Didn't you realize that it's considered... Sorry if all of this keeps interrupting. Seriously, man? Didn't you realize that... Do you realize that it's considered the doxing? And not to mention, it is a serious crime and you can get yourself arrested. And besides, some of it was considered private information. So, yeah. And I don't know who this one is, but I'm assuming he's like I'm assuming this one could be an alt by this person again. And even sounds kind of immature for someone to like saying that they think she thinks she can punch or he can punch someone. Sorry, I was just scrolling around. I mean, yeah. I was gonna say, anything to do with that, of him just stalking people. And yes, fun fact, he actually did subscribe. He did stalk me by subscribing to me. Even though I told him this, I don't know that person. Just leave me the heck alone and quit dragging me over it. Like, seriously. I mean, it's just pretty annoying. But again, if any of you seen this person impersonating, but to any of you who've seen this user there, I highly recommend you please report and block him. And I mean report and block him immediately. And if Gabriel sees this, or Spider-Man Fan 2004 sees this, I would highly recommend you send him a complaint for impersonation. Like, report it to YouTube on him for impersonation. And I even found this one where Salem, even Salem RX person, I don't know how I could say his name, but I've seen across him that he impersonated SpongeBob fan plays. And do you know what he did? Well, he denies the fact that he's really impersonating SpongeBob fan plays. Honestly, this person is pretty freaking annoying. I probably doubt someone will tell me, oh, he's a troll, just leave it be. Well, yeah, I get and I do think that I probably doubt trolls were meant to say, to be annoying. And he even keeps mass mentioning multiple times, despite I already freaking mute this kid. Listen, dude. Let me say this for the final time, dude. Here's a thing here's a thing there. If you want subscribers, the best way is try to make some good content, kind of like how I do. Mainly I did, drawings, or, I don't know, all of that I usually like doing. Not just go and try to steal, content from users without any sort of credit. Don't be like a sad dude. Either that or try to go find something else on life besides being on the internet. And if you really want people to watch your videos, the best idea is just try to make your own videos on yourself, not, try to steal someone's content. He even also copied SpongeBob fan plays' description too. So there's that. And from the looks of the mass mentioning, I know for a fact this could be Salem, but from what I heard, I already warned him about this one. But as of now, I don't hear much respond about him. I probably doubt if he noticed someone doing that, he's gonna be shocked, but this is the real SpongeBob fan plays. But to this dude, to SpongeBob fan plays, if you're seeing this and you see my post about Salem impersonating you, I would highly recommend you also try to send a complaint to YouTube that he's impersonating you. Basically report him for impersonation in a way. So I highly suggest on that if you ever notice this. I even heard from many people like him and even other users, even in the comments, that they say that Cutiecore or Quiecore people are pretty toxic and just fell flat. because of their childish actions. I mean, like, for example, Rachel from according to her. If you don't know, I heard that she got a lot of hate for being just really childish. Like, she doesn't want to handle any sort of hate and criticism like a grown woman. Oh man. Even though. Oh man, why Mari would it do that? But yeah, something like that, I don't condone. But, like, seriously, Rachel, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but you need to realize that not all people are gonna like you. You need to understand the fact it's part of the internet. And if you don't like it, then I'm sorry to say this, it's either you deal with it or just stay out of the internet. That's all you can do. And besides, it's not that hard to handle hate. Like, bruh, Mari. And you're calling him a naive person. Also, I'm not trying to be mean, but I heard it's most likely that it's some people said that you begging for subscribers, not trying to be mean, but I don't know. That's from what I've seen in the comments. Also, no offense, Brazil, but you need. I'm not trying to sound mean or anything, but just to help get you to understand, but that begging subscribers, it's possibility that it might get you in trouble. And besides, not to be mean, but it's considered you proving that you're a sub beggar. I mean, if you want, like I said earlier in the beginning of the live stream, if you want to get subscribers, chances are all you can do is keep working hard on your content. Not that's not that hard to do. Anyways, moving on. I will do some reactions since I already got all this out of the way.
My channel. The holidays are just around the corner, and whatever you celebrate, if you're here, you probably find interest in toys or just miss the nostalgia of them, or you just liked listening to all the drama of all the recalled stuff, and I get you. Last time we talked about childhood toys, we mostly went over the quietly discontinued and slowly forgotten ones, but in that video I went over Aquadots and how they were recalled and brought back as Pixos, and so I found that whole situation really interesting, so I thought let's make an entire video about toys that were taken off shelves because they were either dangerous or, my favorite, too inappropriate or controversial. But before we start, I won't be talking about any products that caused very serious injuries or worse. They are out there, but I'm not trying to bum everyone out before the holidays. I'm gonna keep this fairly lighthearted and silly. Thank you guys so much for all the suggestions on my community post. It helped a ton. Merry Christmas, and let's get into it. Also, did you notice I'm in like Christmassy attire today? No, nobody cares. Okay. The banned hair-eating Cabbage Patch Kid. What a way to start off this video.
I have never That just shows Maury's just immature, if I'm being honest. I mean, Cabbage Patch Kids, I'm not much on, although I did remember my mother used to have, like, Cabbage Patch Kids. Like, really? You have the one that could clamp on, like, plastic food and all of that? It's kind of strange, but it's getting...
Patch Kids, first released in the early 80s, were dolls that had this iconic cloth material for their bodies with plastic heads. The line had many eras over the years, being passed to many different companies, starting with Coleco, Hasbro, Mattel, Toys R Us, and many more. Like, these dolls have been freaking thrown around. The recalled release we will be discussing today happened under Mattel's version of the line in 1996. This special release was called the Cabbage Patch Snack Time Kids. The dolls were advertised as being able to eat the plastic snacks they were given. This included a banana, carrots, and french fries, I think. The mouth was battery powered, enabling the doll to chew the snack, which would then magically appear in their backpack. The major issue with the mechanics of this doll, though, there was no quick enough way to stop the doll from chewing, okay?
Oh, no.
And they had a bit of trouble distinguishing the difference between their plastic snacks and, say, a human finger, or
yeah, I know. I already showed you earlier that someone is impersonating Gabriel.
Children's hair. The situation wouldn't have been so dire if there was a quick off switch, but the only effective way to get the doll to stop gnawing on your hair and ripping off your scalp would be to frantically fiddle with the batteries until they fell out. The Cabbage Patch Snack Time Kids did not last long. It's hard to say the exact date of when these dolls were released, but we do know they were a huge hit in Christmas of 1996 and were immediately recalled on January 6th, 1997. So, this was of course due to over 100 reports of children getting their fingers and hair stuck in the doll, and Mattel was even faced with a $25.5 million lawsuit when the toy chewed on a little girl's hair allegedly down to her scalp. The parents sued Mattel, claiming that their entire family would need therapy after this incident, and honestly, I'm sure this was probably very traumatizing for them. It's hard to say how this lawsuit turned out, since
Jeez, really? Like, because of all of that, with all of this, this poor girl, like, getting the doll to the point that it scalped her. Oh no. No. They need to have that figured out.
I could only find proof of it being filed, but never the outcome. For the doll nowadays, new in-box Cabbage Patch Snack Time Kids are being sold from about $100 to $400. This will be a major theme throughout the entire video. A toy being recalled immediately makes it like 10 times more valuable, since they were most likely only around for a short while, will probably never be made again, and it's controversial. It's cool to have it. There are actually videos online of adults testing this doll out to see how dangerous it is, and I literally saw a video of this girl legit getting her hair stuck in it, like no joke. I'm not sure why why she would test it out, but I'm not victim blaming.
Heck no. Why would you do that? Because otherwise you're gonna get your hair stuck yourself in a doll like that. Come on. That is just really stupid.
Mutual customized my car insurance, so I only pay for what I need. What a great day.
Get out. Get out, you freaking ass.
Doll is scary. The cursed I Hate You Crib Aquarium. This is one of the topics I am most excited to talk about, because not only is this a recalled toy, this is lost media. You guys know how I feel about lost media. I feel like this topic was literally made for me. Moving on to a toy that was seen as more dangerous for the child's mind than for their physical safety. The Kid Connection Crib Aquarium, sold in Walmart sometime around 2002, that's the year I was born, was a light-up display of fish that included ocean sounds and music with the intention of acting as a calming toy for babies. Now, this was basically a knockoff of the Fisher-Price Ocean Wonder Aquarium, which was pretty big at the time. We don't know exactly what company made this knockoff, but the toy has a Made in China label on it. It's pretty common for unknown Chinese companies to make bootlegs of popular toys, and this is what we call China fakes. Not every bootleg is a China fake. There's a whole thing on it. There's literally, I got this from the China Fake Wiki. That would actually be cool to do a video on. Anyway, the Kid Connection Aquarium was released sometime after October, making for a great Christmas gift when the holidays rolled around. But at the beginning of the new year, parents started noticing something disturbing about their baby's toy. Many reports were made by parents who, when listening to the ocean sounds, could hear a faint voice, either a woman or a child, saying, "I hate you," over and over again.
That would have been just
nightmares,
bad.
By the way. A quote I found on... Don't mind this lighting situation. It's early. I woke up bright and early to do this. Because why? Because I care about you guys, and I want this video to be up before Christmas, because I love you. Here's a quote I found on the Wayback Machine of a concerned parent in 2003. "The voice has a softness to it. It sounds hypnotizing. I think it's creepy. My husband thought I was crazy until he heard it." Reports were made by parents from Washington State, California, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, West Virginia, and Maryland, all coming forward about their horrifying experience with the Kid Connection Aquarium, which is meant for infants, by the way.
I would just
like,
block
it's
her if I was
supposed to
you.
soothe you to sleep, and they're just saying, "I hate you, I hate you."
Creepy.
Wait, since I was born in 2002, I wonder if I had this. Maybe that's why I'm so lovely. The controversy continued when Walmart was accused of covering up the recall and why they were recalled. Sorry, I'm so close to the camera right now. This is what happens if I lean back. When asked about the recall, Walmart claimed that they felt the product wasn't up to their standards, which is such a PR comment. Walmart then began to backtrack, saying the subliminal message was just beeping. Though supposedly a Walmart manager actually admitted to hearing the message, so someone's lying. With that, I regret to inform all of you that audio featuring the "I hate you" message does not exist anywhere on the internet at all.
Okay.
Nowhere to be found. I know. I was heartbroken too. Although there are articles about the recalled aquarium, which you can find using the Wayback Machine, but news broadcasts and clips with audio have been lost to time. We have about a handful of photos, and even a photo from a news segment, along with a mock-up of what the packaging possibly looked like. This whole thing is fascinating to me, and of course the fact that it's lost media also just makes me so interested. The physical toy itself, although not completely lost, is extremely hard to come by due to its obscurity and, of course, nobody wanting to really sell a recalled toy. If anyone has any info on the Kid Connection Aquarium, feel free to leave a comment or a DM on my Instagram, FlurryXMoon. I had to move over because the lighting was awful, so bear with me with this video. So now we will be going over the recalled Pokemon Mew Nintendo DS stylus. You may already know about this because I feel like it's been a meme for a while, but if you don't know, this will be a fairly short one since there's not a lot of information on this actually. Around 2005, Nintendo released a Pokemon-themed DS stylus that included one of the characters, Mew, attached to it. This was only released in Japan, and it is believed to be recalled due to how up it looks. Like, I don't think I can even show the whole thing on here. Maybe I'll like blur it a little, but it's basically Mew with a pen-like thing attached to him, and it doesn't look right. Doesn't look right. Okay.
It doesn't look like. What the fuck, man? Who thinks that would be a good idea? What the fuck? Ew. It looks too suggestive. Like, what were these people thinking?
A few photos of the inappropriate stylus has been used for memes, but aside from that, we don't know much else. There are currently 0 listings for this product online anywhere, so I'm sure this...
Freedom of speech, Brazil. You need to... It's freedom of speech. Shit, why would people overreact over me just swearing? I'm not... I mean, if people don't like swearing, then... Okay, let me say this before I continue. If you guys don't like swearing, or even though it's freedom of speech, then I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, then it's best for you to stay out of my channel if I'm being honest. Seriously. In Brazil, if you don't like people just swearing, just don't. Honestly, I don't know why would you. Even though people have the right to swear if they want, and people are thinking like, oh, it's a bad word. Swearing is freedom of speech, People have the right to swear if they want to. My mother did that. My brother did that. Exactly. It is freedom of speech. I don't know why Brazil would have an overreaction over this. I don't know if it can get age restricted, even though there's some that's blurred or something, or at least it was blurred. I don't know. They didn't say anything if it's age restricted. I mean, as long as some of them were like something that's shown is censored, that's okay, that's fine, but it's gonna be tough to say with, yeah.
This is one of the most obscure, rare Nintendo accessories.
But moving on, but that one is just not only insane, but it's just too suggestive or just disgusting. Like, what were these people really thinking? When they made that.
Accessories ever. Some theorize this was an off-brand product because it doesn't explicitly say Pokemon anywhere on it. However, I do believe it does say Pocket Monsters, which, if I'm correct, I think Japan uses Pocket Monsters more than they use Pokemon. Like, we use Pokemon, but they say Pocket Monsters. So I'd like to know what stores sold this and how long it exactly was on shelves. Another weird thing about this segment, there seems to be another odd-looking Mew stylus out there, and it is clearly different from the one we just talked about. Like, why are there so many? My guess, maybe the first one is a bootleg, but this one's real, because this one clearly has Nintendo on it, and I can't find any, like, full pictures of the other one. I don't know. The bad word Teletubby.
Uh-oh. I mean, I used to remember seeing Teletubbies, but I never seen something like that happen. Also, no offense, Brazil, and I'm not trying to be mean, but you can't force people to be in Never Forget You chain. You need to realize not all everyone is gonna do. You need to realize not all people are gonna join on you. And forcing them, it's not gonna help do anything. It's not gonna help on having people join it, It's more like you're just begging on it. And begging at people or forcing them on that, it's not gonna help. Exactly, it's not going to help. Again, I'm not trying to say this to be mean to you, but you got, just so you can understand and keep that in mind. Okay? Moving on.
This is one of the more well-known cases of recalled toys. This was, like, huge at the time. I wouldn't know. I wasn't alive. In the late 90s, talking Teletubby toys were released, which would supposedly say catchphrases from the TV show. But parents were quick to notice that the toy was seemingly saying some inappropriate and offensive things to their child. More specifically, the red Teletubby, Po. Some of the phrases include, bite my butt, fatty, and a homophobic slur.
Oh.
What do you guys think it said? Comment and subscribe.
As it turns out, the voice... Here we go again. The light is back. As it turns out, the voice of Po was actually a Cantonese woman who supposedly was saying faster, faster, and slower, slower. Which, like, is that so much better? The Naughty Po doll was recalled and now goes for about $50 to $100 online. I would argue that the scarier Teletubby incident was the Tinky Winky I got a gun situation in 2000. Well,
that one, oh my gosh, I've never heard of that, but when it said, anything to do with a gun, and if I was a kid that owned that, I would be scared. I would be scared crapless.
I first saw this, I was literally taken aback for a second. I promise you, whatever you're expecting this thing to sound like, you're wrong. Here's a news clip uploaded to YouTube.
I've got a gun! Tommy Toes! Tommy Toes!
It's just crazy. Teletubbies can't say that. It's supposed to be, fun.
It literally...
I'm sorry, like, that's my, that, yeah, I can't imagine when parents would be very outraged by that.
Sounds like a crazed adult man. Like, I'm shaking. One of the
I mean, honestly, a Teletubby never sounded like a grown man, if I'm being honest. They sounded like they're speaking, like, I don't know, gibberish. I mean, especially when I seen the show.
Teletubby producers, Ken Wieselman, claimed the toy was actually saying again, again, instead of I got a gun. Again, again is supposedly a catchphrase from the show. I'm sure maybe this was the intention, but listen to that again and tell me Tinky Winky isn't literally threatening my life.
I got a gun!
The 2007...
Like, seriously? All it said is just, I got a gun. Like, that... Oh my god. Hang on. I mean, I already added the moderator for him. I mean, that's just weird. That's strange. So, I don't know.
Mattel biggest recall in history. In 2007, Mattel faced their biggest recall ever. The number of toys taken off shelves added up to 20 million. This is Mattel we're talking about.
Damn.
One of, if not the biggest toy company in the world. So what happened? Well, the two main concerns were the small
dang.
magnets being used, posing a choking hazard, and the biggest issue, the sheer amount of lead paint covering the toys. All of the recalled toys were from China. However, the magnet designs and methods were provided by Mattel, so that one's kind of on them. If you don't know, lead paint is incredibly toxic and can lead to lead paint poisoning. Even
Yeah.
inhaling or ingesting any of this could lead to behavioral issues, learning disabilities, damage to the organs, and even death. With that being said,
Flip.
children are the most vulnerable, so coating toys with it, probably the worst thing you could do.
Like, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I understand on some of them, like vinyl and all of that, but honestly, anything with lead is just not a good thing towards, like, if you're doing it on giving it to, like, kids and stuff, and kids always has a habit of sticking things in their mouths.
Lead paint situation was due to the Chinese factories attempting to cut corners, with lead paint being a cheaper alternative. This is incredibly irresponsible and morally so wrong, but I can't help but think about how much this happens because of the entire world basically relying on China to make us toys. In the cheapest way, you know? Either way, if they have an issue, they should contact Mattel and be like, hey, we can't do this. So, there's no excuse. Mattel claimed that they actually worked with this specific toy factory for 15 years prior, so they felt hurt and slighted by this. Anyway, the toys taken off shelves due to lead specifically included the Sarge toys from the movie Cars and Big Bird, Elmo, and Dora toys. The toys affected by the dangerous magnets, again, mostly a mistake on Mattel's part, included 11 Barbie doggy daycare sets along with 2 other Barbie dolls, 4 Batman toys, 1 One Piece toy, and 44 different Polly Pocket releases.
Insane.
Jeez. The Mattel 2007 lead contaminated product recall still stands as the biggest toy recall in history. With Aquadots right behind them, it seems although Mattel still does work with China, the 50% of Mattel products that are made in China, that percent keeps going down. Okay, so this is just a little fun thing I'm gonna do. I guess you could call this like an intermission of sorts. I'm just gonna go over a few really controversial toys that were not recalled, but I think you guys will like it. So the first topic of the intermission is the Death Threat Elmo. In 2005, Fisher-Price released an electronic talking Elmo plush called Elmo Knows Your Name. Hey, super creepy title, by the way. Elmo connected to a computer and had the ability to save over 15,000 names. And I bet my name was not there. Raise your hand if you have an uncommon name. He also had the ability to say over 100 phrases and sentences. In 2008, though, a mother was disturbed to find that after she switched out Elmo's batteries, he started saying, "Kill James." James being her 2-year-old son.
Yeah, James?
What was that?
Yeah, James?
HBO Max is available on
I was
YouTube.
just saying,
Watch
like, really?
any
You're gonna
award-winning
threaten
TV shows.
his life?
Welcome to the pit.
Children like that love to repeat things, so you can imagine her terror when her 2-year-old son started chanting, "Kill James! Kill James!"
About an hour later, I noticed exactly what it was saying, and my son was repeating exactly what it was saying.
Yeah, James?
There is a
That
whole
would've
new
been a-
segment on it, and honestly,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it feels more of a bad influence to a child with if someone should not be careful of what the child is saying, but also that would be very concerning.
the mom seems pretty chill. She seems more distraught about the fact that this is her son's favorite toy, and now she doesn't know if she should keep it away from him or let him play with it. She initially contacted Fisher-Price, who, in her words, didn't even sound concerned about it. But after being contacted by the news station, suddenly they were very concerned about it. And they offered a voucher for a replacement of the toy, or a different toy if she sent the murderous Elmo back, and would look into the matter to see if any other Elmos had this malfunction, if you could even call it that. Seems pretty personal. As far as I can see, there have been no more incidents like this with specifically the Elmo Knows Your Name toy. So I'm really interested in finding out, like, what happened here. I don't know. Does anyone know how this could have happened? Video camera Barbie. So this,
I heard about
guess,
this
maybe
one.
doesn't even classify as a recall. It's more of a discontinuation, but I think the reason behind it is pretty crazy, so I need to talk about this. I vividly remember seeing this commercial constantly on Nickelodeon. The video camera Barbie was released in 2010, and first of all, she slayed, okay? The zebra print, hot pink accents, and makeup style is such a time capsule of 2010. It kind of reminds me of that duct tape trend around this time. I literally still have Barbie dolls I wrapped in duct tape and was like, I made a dress! They are probably begging to be released from their shackles at the bottom of a bin somewhere. Anyway, the gimmick was that she wasn't just a doll. She was a camera. The actual camera quality was not good, but pretty okay for a doll, I guess. With the ability to record in low resolution for about 30 minutes, the doll came with a USB which you could use to upload the footage to a PC, and was even included with its own Video Girl editing software. Okay, we're back. I literally had to take a break because the lighting was so messed up. The product seemed to be doing fairly well until the FBI immediately went, No. Their concerns were that the discreetness of the camera and the fact that it's a kid's toy. So they were worried that this could be used to secretly record bad things, if you understand what I'm saying. So they issued an alert to the police, basically telling them, keep an eye out for these things, as they could easily contain evidence. Of course, the press got a hold of this information, which then landed into the hands of parents, and this toy was done for. Although there were thankfully no reports of misuse, the video camera Barbie was discontinued in 2012. This whole thing very vaguely reminds me of the Talking Angela incident, if you guys remember this, where everyone thought that Cat app had a man watching you and you could see him if you look close enough in her eye. Good times. Moving on.
I never heard of that.
Next is a toy that probably should have been recalled, but I am pretty sure it never was. The Hannah Montana Popstar card game. In 2007,
I never gotten on that one, but I remember used to watch Hannah Montana when I was a little kid. Yeah, they actually updated the Mobozen live stream where they have to add the watermark and stuff like that.
Hannah Montana themed card game was found to have contained 75 times the maximum allowable level of lead. 75 times.
Dang.
The reason it was never recalled, you may ask? Well, the lead was found in the vinyl cards, and the Computer Product Safety Commission felt that kids don't typically chew on lead, so they should be fine. How about we not take that chance? They can't be good. Also, like, it's a card game. Why do we need all that lead? I don't know, I'm so confused. The game can occasionally be found by a reseller on, like, eBay or something, but I personally don't think anybody should be in possession of this because, I don't know, that just scares me. Like, why? I don't know. LOL Surprise Dolls. If you're like me...
Now, I used to like LOL Surprise, so I don't get why would they be that controversial, and to me, from the looks of them, to be honest, they look actually cute, so I don't get with that.
And have no idea what LOL Surprise Dolls are. They're basically like the modern day Bratz, and I'm not saying that like they're as good as Bratz, because I think Bratz are so slay, and I think these things are creepy as hell looking. But I say that in the sense that parents hate them, kids love them, and there's always some discourse about if they're appropriate for children, are they teaching our children how to dress like little you know, stuff like that. Oh yeah, they're like babies, by the way. There are two major controversies that I have seen with these dolls. The boy baby dolls have boy parts down there.
Yeah.
I obviously can't show a photo on YouTube. It was a little shocking to me just because I grew up with Barbies who were just flat down there. Parents were furious, saying that it brought up an uncomfortable and awkward conversation.
Ew.
But in my opinion, isn't that kind of a part of being a parent, is like having to have these discussions that may be a little uncomfortable, but like they need to be done. You know what I mean? I'm honestly a little torn on this because although I'm not a parent, so I don't have that outlook, is it such a bad thing? I know this is kind of a hot take, so it's not like the parts are being sexualized, you know? It's like everyone has them. It's kind of just anatomy. The only thing I'm confused about is how the boy dolls have parts down there, but the girl dolls don't. So it's like, if we're gonna be anatomically correct, why don't we just send it? You know, like, just do it. The second LOL surprise scandal was...
Honestly, I never gotten a boy LOL doll, but that would have been very gross, honestly.
Was the outfit-changing water fiasco. Let me explain. Basically, the franchise has released groups of dolls that once dipped in cold water, changed their hair colors, accessories, and their outfits. Many parents think that the outfits the dolls appear in once they are put into the water are inappropriate for dolls that are supposed to be babies, even comparing it to lingerie. I think a lot of them simply look like bathing suits, and in my opinion, if you have a problem with a baby in a bathing suit, I do fear you need a psychiatric evaluation. However, some of the dolls appear to be wearing fishnets and like strappy things, and those I can kind of understand why people think it's inappropriate. I think the main reason why people think it's inappropriate is because they look like babies, like legit babies, you know? I don't know, seeing Bratz dolls and fishnets and stuff, I never thought anything of it, especially like as a kid, you know? I'm not thinking like, ooh, this is sexy. I want to be sexy. I'm just like, ooh, cute outfit for my doll. I'm 6. I don't know. And they're fashion dolls. It's fashionable. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
all I know is these things are constantly sparking discourse, so I would love to hear what you guys think. Okay, the intermission is over. We are back to recalled toys. This has to be one of the most insane cases of recalled toys I have ever seen, and this happened recently. This happened in 2020. Why did I say it like that? This happened in 2020. The DreamWorks Trolls World Tour Giggle and Sing Poppy, released sometime in 2020 by...
I'm not gonna lie, I mean, Trolls, they're pretty fine. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything, but to be honest, I heard many people don't like it. Specifically like from Gabriel, Aaron, others hated it for some reason. And obviously, it's not just because what they think it is, but I heard it's mainly because of Inside Out Fan 2001, which is a user who, if you guys seen the videos about this person or Trolls World Band Together Fan 2001, you guys know what I'm talking about, if any of you seen videos and heard all of that about this dude. And I heard he is actually the reason why not just the Trolls community was toxic, but he was even the reason why people obviously don't like the film. The movies and stuff like that.
Hasbro, including the character Poppy from the Trolls World Tour movie. The toy talked and would make sounds when pressing the button on her stomach, such as saying, "How about a hug?" Not the "where my hug at" troll. The real issue, however, was the secret button located underneath her skirt, like literally on her crotch. I'm not even kidding.
What the heck?
I can't even make this up. That when pressed, the doll would gasp and giggle. This isn't me over-exaggerating. I'll put a clip here.
What the? Seriously?
Like a gasping sound?
Parents were, in my opinion, rightfully so, furious and horrified that this snuck its way into a kid's toy. It's
Like, what the heck? You're just doing it into something inappropriate to... like that? What the heck were these people thinking about this? And the fact that it's involving, like, kids? What the heck?
To make matters worse, the second button wasn't advertised, so parents buying these for their kids had no idea what they were putting in the hands of the child. Hasbro spoke out about the issue, claiming the button placed on the doll's private area was meant to go off when she was sitting, but I've seen tons of videos of parents reviewing this doll and showing how inappropriate it is, and when they sit the doll down, it doesn't make those noise. Like, simply sitting the doll down rarely ever makes that button go off. You have to press it. I think the location of said button is creepy enough, but the specific sounds it makes is shocking. Anyway, Hasbro pulled the dolls from shelves after a petition with over 150,000 signatures accused Hasbro of promoting child abuse. I'd like to think this
That's
wasn't
insane.
intentional. Again, when things like this happen, I just wonder, nobody during the process of this toy being made said, "Hey, maybe let's not do this." Anyway, Sky Dancers. This is again one of the more well-known recalled toys, and we are right back to toys that were dangerous. But this one does unfortunately make me laugh, and I know it shouldn't. I know it shouldn't. But thinking of this cute little doll flying at and attacking kids and adults. I'm sorry, it's
After
objectively
this, I
funny.
need to-
Sky Dance.
Also, I need to end. I may end this after this, so because the battery on my tablet is gonna die. So, let's just finish this up.
were released in the mid-90s by Galoob and had a fairly simple premise. The doll included a pull string, which when placed on the base and pulled, the doll would propel into the air using its foam wings and fly around. Kind of like a helicopter. Not the same product, but think of the video with the little girl saying, like, here's my new fairy thing. Then it flies into the fireplace. It's basically that.
Then you press the rocket button. It'll fly up in just a second.
Oh no.
And then,
Oh shoot!
However, as you can guess, this thing wasn't the safest toy around. You would think with the wings being made of literal foam, this would prevent injury, but nope. Somehow over 100 injuries were reported during its 6-year run, including temporary blindness and face injuries that needed stitches. Almost 9 million
Ouch.
Sky Dancers were recalled in June of 2000, and Galoob was actually fined $400,000 for failing to report in a timely manner that the toys were dangerous. The Harry Potter broomstick. This will be a short one. Thank God. Mattel is back at it again with another recalled toy, the Harry Potter Nimbus 2000. The toy was designed after Harry Potter's first broomstick or whatever, and was made for fans to ride and, like, pretend fly on. I don't know, you guys. I have no idea how nobody thought this next decision was a bad idea, but the broom vibrated.
What?
Why? Allegedly, they started even being sold at adult stores for like
What
twice the amount
the
it was
heck?
originally sold for. Mattel was like, out of here. However, once again, you can find a few resellers online, but it's pretty rare nowadays, and I don't know, I think the whole thing is hilarious. Once again, nobody thought this was a bad idea. The CSI fingerprint examination
That one is
kit. This one
deadly.
is probably one of the most dangerous toys we will be talking about today, if not the most dangerous toys. The CSI fingerprint examination kit was a toy sold in 2007
That is
allowed
very
kids
deadly.
to dust for fingerprints and blow the excess powder while doing so. It's kind of like play crime scene or whatever. I don't know. This wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't for the fact that the powder was revealed to contain 7% of tremolite, which, if you don't know, because I sure didn't, is one of the most fatal forms of asbestos.
What?
The fact that this happened fairly recently is crazy. It's crazy. Even being exposed to this a few times can do some serious long-term damage. So it's surprising how, knowing everything we now know about asbestos, that once again this happened, oh my god, it's getting longer now. It's more than a decade now. 2007 was actually a long time ago, but still, fairly recently. From what I can see though, this wasn't recalled until around 2009-ish, which is kind of terrifying. The fact that it was out for that long. Even doing research.
That is just insane. Like, didn't they realize the danger of all of that? Like, seriously, this powder is seriously can give these kids cancer. Like, seriously.
For this video, I was shocked to see all the comments on Reddit saying how they used to have this toy and loved it and played with it all the time. I'm like, oh my god, are you guys okay? Moving on. The final recalled toy we will be talking about today is the most recent scandal in this video, the Mattel Wicked dolls. I was so shook when this happened, and I knew eventually I would have to talk about it on this channel. The film
I'm not gonna lie, I wish I can get dolls of one of the Wicked dolls, specifically wanted to get Elphaba, but I have never expected, like, something like that to happen. Especially, like, when they first had out the dolls during, like, the first movie. And that's just nuts.
Adaptation of Wicked the Musical starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo was released in November of this year and is already on its way to becoming one of the highest grossing Broadway adaptations. I saw it and I loved it, by the way. With that comes merchandise. All the stores have Wicked stuff right now. Makeup, hair accessories, children's costumes, Starbucks drinks, Legos, and of course, dolls. Now, this is a unique recall case because there's nothing wrong with the actual dolls themselves, it's the packaging. Mattel, as mentioned before, being one of the biggest toy companies in the world, and the makers of Barbie, created Wicked fashion dolls. These include Elphaba and Glinda in a series of different outfits, along with a few other characters as well. I'm sure the quality of the dolls are similar to that of Barbie, since this is Mattel we're talking about. They're gonna go all out and the toys are very official looking. That is until you look at the back of the box. All is well until reading the label, including a link which was probably meant to lead you to wickedmovie.com, but was listed instead as wicked.com. Upon entering this link, you are led to an explicit adult website.
Oh,
You see
man.
what I'm trying to say here. This has got to be one of the biggest mistakes of anything I've ever seen. Well, what surprised me at the time is that, like, this is Mattel. Again, like, they made Barbie. Like, they're so official. They're so professional, you know? But now after doing this video and seeing all the recalls Mattel has had, I guess I'm not as surprised. Anyway, the Wicked fashion dolls were immediately pulled from shelves after being out for almost a month. Like, nobody noticed for quite a bit. So I wonder just how many kids ended up with this version. To be fair, I never really read the back of the box when I got toys, especially like the boring stuff, like the links and the people on it. I was just like, who cares? But I'm sure with the movie coming out soon at the time, kids and parents wanted to go to the website to see when it would be out, where it would be out, and all the merchandise and everything. The story doesn't end there because a mother is actually suing Mattel for $5 million, claiming her daughter showed her the site in horror after having just received the doll as a gift and visiting the site on
It's
the box.
gross.
The Wicked dolls with the misprints are being sold from about $50 to $500 depending on which ones are being sold. And I believe they are just now being added back to shelves without the mistake. Let me know if any of you have the misprinted Wicked dolls. Well, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, that one is just crazy. But anyways, I'm gonna end this there. Hope you guys enjoy this live stream, and see you guys later on the next one.